Hey friends, this is Pastor Jenny, and no, I am not looking at you. I am looking at the road. Don't worry, really, truly, I love my life, love my children, love my neighbors. Most importantly, I love every person that's driving. I would never put anybody in danger, so I am not looking at you. If you ever see me looking at you, it's because I got on a stop light, but no. So at any rate, today I want to talk to you. This is our day 10th of 30 days to a happier, healthier you. And our topic today is the overstuffed bag. The overstuffed bag. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And I want to ask you, before I continue, if this is the first time that you join us, I want to welcome you into our family. This is Life with Jenny McIntyre. It's with Jenny McIntyre because I'm the one talking, but it's actually our lives. So we talk about everything. I've been told many times that if I focus on a specific topic, then I will grow my audience and all that good stuff. But the thing is, I don't do this to grow an audience. I don't do this to be a famous YouTuber. I do this to share my life with you guys. And so I don't care. You know, if this grows, it grows. But I'm not interested in any formulas. And I have to admit that when I first started doing this like a year and a half ago, I at the beginning I was getting a little carried away. But then I'm like, no. I'm losing my focus. Our family mission and my personal mission is to love God and change lives. I want to change lives. And so if only one person benefits as a result of this video, then I'm fulfilling my mission. Love God, change lives. So let's talk about, subscribe, share with others, and leave comments so that I know that this is blessing at least one person, okay? All right, so in our 30 days to a happier, healthier you, we've spoken a lot about a lot of different topics. Topics that I believe are very, very important for us to be happier and healthier. And today, by the way, I'm leaving the link of the whole series in the description so you can see everything if this is the first time you see the video, or so that you can replay it, because it takes sometimes more than once to learn certain concepts, right? So, also in the description, I want to leave you the story of how I lost and have kept off 145 pounds, and I'm still losing and changing my life. But today I want to talk about that overstuffed bag, and that overstuffed bag is our liver. One of the biggest issues with overweight, one of the biggest issues with obesity is a fatty liver. The fatty liver is not only responsible for obesity, is also responsible for diabetes type 2. And I know because right before I lost my 145 pounds, I was pre-diabetic, which is why my doctor recommended, my medical doctor was the one that recommended the bariatric surgery. He told me that I was a perfect candidate. I had already lost 75 pounds, trying to eat the best I could and exercising every day from Monday through Saturdays, and I was still pre-diabetic because I had lost 70 to 75 pounds, but it had taken me 4 years. The doctor said, if you get a bariatric sleeve, it's going to accelerate. Now, if I had known the things that I know today, maybe I would have not had the bariatric surgery. But what the bariatric surgery did is it forced me to be on a special diet before the surgery. It forced me to be on a special diet right after the surgery. And it was basically a very, very significant decrease in my caloric intake. And because of that, that type 2 diabetes propensity disappeared. How did it do that? Because when I started cutting carbs and sugars as a result of being ready to do my bariatric surgery, that had a direct impact in my insulin resistance, and it freed my liver, and it turn it from a fatty liver to a regular liver, and when it turned it from a fatty liver to a regular liver, my insulin resistance disappeared, and so did my propensity to have type 2 diabetes. There are people nowadays dying out of type 2 diabetes because the remedy that we are offering, that doctors, even the regular medicine is offering people, is they have insulin resistance because they have a fatty liver, and they shoot more insulin into them to help them. And here's where the analogy of the stuff bag comes in. What happens when you're going on a trip and you want to take a lot of clothes, right? Or maybe you're coming back from your trip and you went shopping and you put clothes on that bag, and then the bag's not closing and you sit on that bag, right? And then there's nothing wrong with the bag. The bag is a perfectly okay bag. You're just overstuffing it. And then you keep stuffing the bag, and then all of a sudden the bag breaks. And you're like, stupid bag, what a bad quality of bag. No, the bag was okay. You just kept overstuffing it. And so what happens is that when we eat constantly, particularly when most of our diet is simple carbs and sugars, because remember, simple carbs will become sugar in your bloodstream. Remember? So when we eat that constantly, we not only every time that we eat, we're telling our insulin, store fat. We are raising our insulin, store fat. Eventually, the more we eat, the more fat we store. That bag is overstuffed. That fat goes into our liver. We get a fatty liver, which can develop into type 2 diabetes. But in the process of developing type 2 diabetes, it can also screw up all other parts of our body, right? So more eating of carbs and more eating of sugars will go into your body, will raise your insulin, will make you insulin resistant, and will take your perfectly healthy liver and your perfectly healthy body and do the same thing that overstuffing a bag will do to that bag. Break it. Now, the beautiful thing about intermittent fasting, and we've spoken about this, is that you start eating less. And when you start eating less, something magic happens. You are maintaining your insulin levels lower, which is the same thing that I did when I had my bariatric surgery. But here's the deal. 2 years after I had my bariatric surgery, my body started to bounce back. Why? Because less caloric intake, less calories I burn. So eventually, even people that have had a bariatric surgery bounce back and start putting on weight. Because if they eat frequently, they're like, okay, I cannot eat as much anymore, but I'm going to eat, and I'm going to eat more frequently. And I started falling into that. And you know what happened? I started slowly but surely, I started seeing the scale going up again. Why? Because it doesn't matter, although it matters how much you eat, but what I'm saying, it is even more important the frequency with which you eat than the amount that you eat. The frequency. And so every time you eat, you're telling your insulin, store fat. The more fat you store into your poor little liver and into your poor body, there's only so much. God only created our bodies to be able to handle so much fat. We are overstuffing our bags, and if we keep overstuffing our bags are going to break. Now, you can go to the store and get another bag, but you probably cannot go to the store and get another liver unless you get into a liver transplant list. But that's expensive, and it's a very iffy proposition because you don't know if you're going to get a donor on time to save your life. And the more insulin they inject into you could actually backfire. So let's eat less frequently. I'll talk more. This was a pleasure. Day 10 to a happier, healthier you. Don't overstuff your back. Bye.